Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another Dark Avenger comic book review. Unfortunately late, but there were a lot of things that went on this week, so it kind of pushed the review from Wednesday all the way to, well, we're recording this after the live show on Friday, which hopefully you guys were a part of. If not, hopefully you guys will check it off live. The books in this review were released on
February 10, 2016.
And we've got a nice amount of books. We are super late, so we are doing super abbreviated highlights so we can get into next week's books.
Alright. Aliens Vampirella, issue number 6.
All I can say is I'm glad it's over. Vampirella and a few survivors make it off the planet. One of the Nosferatus sacrifices herself in order to destroy the aliens and allow Vampirella and the crew that came to the planet the ability to leave. It kind of ends on a sad note.
Sorry.
But yeah. Maybe in bulk it reads a lot better. As solo issues I kind of I fell off towards the end, so I would definitely recommend maybe trying it in trade paperback form. I did enjoy the artwork though.
Badger issue number 1.
Really enjoyed it. I've never read Badger before. Devil's Due really does a great job. It introduces you to the character. He has these multiple personality disorders. He worked in the army for a time. He had this dog partner. They were like literally... No, what's the word I'm looking for? They were very tight. You know, he loved his dog and he loved his partner. The dog passed away or was killed. He was a prisoner of war. He got free. He got sent home, and things just kind of went downhill from there. He ended up in a psych ward for a time, and now we find out that there's somebody that might be able to help him, and I'm guessing this leads to him becoming the Badger. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Deus Ex Universe, issue number 1.
Deus Ex.
Yeah.
What's the rest of it now?
Deus Ex Universe, Children's Crusade, issue number 1.
This is a nice intro to Deus Ex. If you're a fan of the video game series, you might like this. If not, you won't. Very wordy. There's a lot going on, and this is obviously a big setup for the Deus Ex game that's coming out at the end of summer. I believe Deus Ex's game is coming out in August, so this is a series that'll probably run, let's see, we're in February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, it's probably going to run about 7-8 issues, so we'll see where it goes. But Titan's doing a really great job with Deus Ex and with Assassin's Creed.
Mirage Exordium, issue number 6.
This was a really good issue. It ends a year before when the game takes place. As a matter of fact, when this book ends, it says to be continued in Mirror's Edge Catalyst. So, what's her name? Faith has the vial, and she steals it from the other runner, and she wants to take it back to Dojin to get her mother's painting back. In the end, she finally has second thoughts. Unfortunately, she gets caught by the police, and I don't want to give away too much of the ending, but if you've seen the trailers, they talk about her spending a year in juvie, and basically this whole story arc was the reasoning or what happened that got her caught, how she got caught, and what put her in juvie. So the game is going to take place a year after, so she is just going to be getting out. She'll be out of juvie already. So apparently this comic book happened about a year and a half before the Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and it happened towards the end of Mirror's Edge 1 somewhere. Really looking forward to the Mirror's Edge Catalyst game, and I really am looking to go back and get Mirror's Edge 1 and play through that a little bit and have some fun. So, really good book. I would recommend it if you're a Mirror's Edge fan.
Alright, one digital book for me this week. The Death-Defying Dr. Mirage Second Lives, issue number 3. Basically, just to sum up a few words, it's all about protecting the scroll before it gets into the wrong hands of, I can't remember the character's name. Like, he was in the last issue where he absorbs spirits and basically kills them that way. So, Dr. Mirage's husband plays a really huge role in this issue, and he's noticed that like he's been getting like a little bit frustrated with all of what's going on. So what he does at the end of the book, just to save all other parts for them to read, he goes into the scroll to find out what more could entail, and that it really left me off on a huge cliff note, wondering what's in that scroll or cliffhanger, to know what's in that scroll that makes it so important to not get in the wrong hands. So, lots of twists, though, in this book. Definitely check that out. And now we'll go into the big two, starting with you again with Batman and Robin Eternal issue number 19.
I really enjoyed this issue. So, Mother attacks, Spiral, and the students in Spiral, and she uses her new methods of breaking into, using radio waves to basically make children obedient towards her. It affects Tim, it affects Harper, it affects Cassie. They all basically turn on Dick and the others. They're too old for the radio waves to mess with them, but they figure out Tim breaks free of the control long enough to say that it's Scarecrow's fear toxin. That's basically it's anti. That'll help snap people out of it, and he gets it. Harper gets fear gas, and so does Cassie, and they break free. Big fights happen all around, and unfortunately, Orphan does escape. But in the end, Harper, who is now completely gassed out of her mind from fear gas, sees Cassie, and she kind of loses it a bit towards the end of the issue, and we're left at a really great cliffhanger. So, really great. I'm enjoying this book for what it is, and it's got 6 more issues to go now, I believe. This was issue 20, I believe, yes?
19.
Okay, 7 more issues to go then.
Green Lantern Corps, Edge of Oblivion, issue number 2.
So they figure out that there's something. They find out, the Green Lanterns, that there is a group of people that want the world to be destroyed, and they're fighting against the Lanterns. And the Lanterns get caught in this. The planet realizes what's going on and kind of tries to escape this black hole-esque vortex. And the Green Lanterns scramble to try to save the planet. Apparently, this group of people also blow out the boosts that are on the planet, so the planet's getting sucked into the hole, and it's up to the Lanterns to save them. They're able to save the planet. However, 2 Lanterns are sacrificed. Those Lanterns I won't mention because I don't know if it's truly a sacrifice or where they went. Maybe they'll come back. I don't know. But all throughout this issue, you definitely see Guy Gardner starting to lose it a bit, and he's not really happy with what's going on. And he blames Kilowog for a lot of the stuff that's going on.
All New, All Different Avengers, issue number 5.
I don't like the characterization in this book, really. I don't like Miss Marvel. I don't like the way they're doing Captain America, or Falcon Captain America. Vision's apparently evil. I think this has something to do with him erasing all of his emotions. He's playing the whole team against each other. We get reintroduced to, I forgot what his name was, but he attacks the Avengers. Like I said, Miss Marvel gets framed, and then Captain Cap basically kicks her off the All New, All Different Avengers. I think this is going to be the last time I review All New, All Different Avengers, and this was my last Avenger book, so I know a few people asked if we were going to be reading the Pleasantville one-shot, which is going to connect all the Avenger books. I'm probably going to stick with All New, All Different Avengers as more of a just, to read it kind of deal. So I won't be reviewing it. So probably we won't be reviewing Pleasantville. Maybe I'll let Mike look at it. Maybe I'll look at it. And we'll see. But the way it's looking right now, we probably won't be doing Avengers for a while. Too much and just not feeling it.
All New X-Men, issue number 4.
However, this book was nice. Okay, so Cyclops is popular. You have the X-Men. They're asking for the X-Men's autographs. Bobby gets hit on by this guy, and he kind of makes an awkward moment, which kind of ruins the moment. You see that the relationship between Angel and X-23 it's kind of on the rocks because he doesn't like that Laura is always throwing herself into harm's way, and one day she might not come back from it, and he doesn't know if he could deal with that. And Blob shows up at the end, and he really puts Laura near death. And this is a character that has a healing factor, and it looks like she's pretty much near death. And I think this could cause a problem between her and Angel at some point. I believe this is the beginning of their little schism, and what might cause them to eventually break up, possibly.
Black Knight, issue number 4.
If this was not going to end in the next issue, I would have probably dropped this book here. I didn't like it. it's Weird World. It's another tale from Weird World, and I didn't buy Weird World because I didn't care about Weird World. The main thing you need to know is Captain America, as punishment, took away Black Knight's sword and is now obsessed with having the sword. And Black Knight is now basically going to be a prisoner for all the things that he's done. So it's basically like taking drugs away from a drug addict. They let Captain America and the Uncanny Avengers leave with the sword, as long as they leave and they don't cause a problem. And they promise that they'll clean up Black Knight's ways. And it's just, I'm gonna read the last issue, and to be honest, I'm gonna probably read it just to finish off the review for it. But I could see why this story kind of fell short.
Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 5.
I enjoyed this. We got reintroduced to Yotat. We found out why he's targeting the Guardians. The whole beginning of the book is them fighting Yotat, and things aren't going so well at first. Then they finally turn the tables on him. We find out that girl from the previous issue is still alive. Gamora and Groot are in the hospital, but obviously they get better. And then the one thing I was hoping happened, but not in the way I was expecting. I was expecting Peter Quill to quit being the leader of Spartax. He was kicked out of being a leader because they held him responsible for the attacks on the planet. And now you learn that it's not just the father that you should hate, but all of the Spartax government is pretty screwed up. So he leaves, and now the Guardians of the Galaxy are enemy number 1 in all of the galaxies. So that's going to be an interesting new way to tell the story. I don't like it, but I don't think it's something that's going to last too long. I'm sure that they'll break. You know, they're the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're the good guys. They're the ones that save people. Obviously, this is just for story. This will hold out for a while, and then obviously it'll all be, you know, not retcon, but it'll all be washed away, and they'll be heroes again. And hopefully Star-Lord will never be a leader of any planet again. But I'm glad that Star-Lord's back on the team. And we've got a classic Guardians of the Galaxy with Kitty Pryde. And hopefully things stay. Last volume, characters came and went. You had what's her name? That ended up in hell. Angela, which ended up in hell. You had Captain Marvel there for a minute. Venom stuck, which is a good thing. Venom actually did stick. And then you had Nova with them for a while. So I'm glad that Venom actually stuck from the previous volume. And now Kitty Pryde and Thing will hopefully stick for this volume.
Well, Man Logan, issue number 2.
Logan goes after Hulk and finds out that Bruce Banner isn't the Hulk anymore, that it's Amadeus Cho, and he wants to know where Banner is. He starts to actually have to try to rethink his plan, because now things aren't exactly what they seem. So he goes to find his friend Clint, a.k.a. Hawkeye. He meets up with a Hawkeye, but it's not Clint. And that's kind of where the book's to be continued. That's the very abbreviated version. There's a lot of talking between him and Amadeus Cho. Amadeus Cho wants to try to help him. He's still very new. This has to take place directly after Secret Wars. This is definitely not 8 months later. So this story arc is basically those 8 months. It has to be.
Spider-Gwen issue number 5.
This was complete filler. You could skip it. It had nothing to do with Spider-Gwen. We got to see Captain Stacy for a while. We got to see Captain America for a little while. The book ended right where the last book left off, with Harry over Spider-Gwen's head and completely lizarded out, and Captain America comes in to save the day. To be continued. So, between the sketchy artwork and the completely unneeded filler part to this story, you could skip this book, and I guarantee you'll understand everything that happens in issue 6, minus the fact that Captain America's there. You won't know why she's there, but I just told you she's there because she got the call.
Alright, now come my book, starting with Red Hood Arsenal, issue number 9. This book was pretty interesting. It's where Jason Todd is facing the people above ground, where Joker's daughter, or the faceless Joker's daughter, I could say, because she finally gets rid of the mask.
Which is a good thing, because it was a
Which
piece
is a
of
good
skin.
thing. And Arsenal goes below ground to save her, because she's like trapped in this hell-like setting, and everything that she sees, you know, she feels that's her fault and everything. So Arsenal tries to basically save her out of that, and Jason Todd finds a way above ground to escape the fight against those other people. I can't remember their names for the life of me. they all reunite at the end of the story, and from what it looks like, I saw Arsenal on the last page, so maybe it'll be the focus point on him probably for the next issue, but it was an okay issue. But an even better issue, actually, StarFire issue number 9. Last time we saw a little bit of a funny activity going around in the pool of the sheriff's house, and actually it was funny because Silky was actually in the swimming pool all this time, and it was a pet of Starfire. So as she hears, and as we get to know a little bit, she's going on a mission with Athlete and the sheriff below water or something, and she asks Sol to watch over Silky. So as they go underwater, I don't remember the doctor's name, but it was Doctor something. Like, they saw him from the previous issues with the Red Monster and everything, and ironically, they talk about him. There he is in the end. So, go figure, he was going to return sooner or later. Talk about irony. Really great book. Deadpool number 7, this is the 25th anniversary. And
yeah, $10.
$10 for 81 pages, or 80-somewhat pages.
81.
And I'm just going to explain the first story.
Because that's the only important thing. Everything else is an added story.
It's really just Deadpool being Deadpool, you know, going out and fighting people. And, you know, he gets a little, you know, his wife gets a little mad at him. And they did a little bow chicka wow wow to make her feel, you know, okay and everything. Which I thought was funny. And then there's this guy he's going after called Creed. And Creed, we find out at the end of this book, was Sabretooth. So guess what Deadpool's going to be trying to do? Kill Sabretooth.
Yay.
Because that was in his kill book. So, yeah. And the other stories were boring anyway, in my opinion.
So not worth the $10.
Not really worth $10. But kudos to Deadpool with 25th anniversary. Red Wolf issue number 3. It's Red Wolf still adjusting to the present day as he's... you know, trying to get used to the new things from his past, and I think he's getting the use of this sheriff job. You know, like chucking that ball at that person. I still can't believe he actually did it as a bullseye. But long story short, there were 3 guys that were doing a burning thing, and he actually could see visually, you know, what happened, and it's really something that he could actually see. Like, not the future, just see what happened already and what could possibly happen, because there are going to be snakes in the next issue where he sees a guy across the street. That could affect one of the police officers, and that can't be good. So we're going to see what that will be all about next issue. Silk issue number 4. Since last issue, Strike betrayed her to the Goblin Nation now going to beat her up. We get the Pokemon... guy, that's what I call him, that saves her life, and as she tries to leave, the Goblin Nation King comes in and says, oh, we're not gonna hurt you, like, let me just show you around, and, you know, I could let you say yes to join. Of course she says hell no, and after she says hell no, well, the serum gets into her, and she says, all hail the Goblin King as a goblin. Oh boy, how's she gonna get out of that? I gotta see that, how that's gonna go on. Oh, and we find out more about her past, about her mother trying to find a cure for Silk, or Cindy, her name is, to get rid of it, and the father being concerned as well. And last digital book, which I will come in there and zoom out, Spider-Man Deadpool issue number 2. The adventures still of good old friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and the assassinator we know as Deadpool. For this, though, it's more along the lines of Deadpool going to Parker Industries to find out who hacked into the system. And he thinks that it was Peter Parker that was behind this, so to give justice, what he wants to do is kill Peter Parker. And his wife gives him more of the motivation, saying, fine, he's guilty, just kill him and bury him. Deadpool's wife's in a lot of Deadpool books lately. So him and Spider-Man team up together. You know, Spider-Man hates his guts. And Miles Morales is actually in this one. And Deadpool finds out that it's someone else, but as he said in the first issue, that he said in the second issue again, sooner or later, I will kill Peter Parker. Or Spider-Man, so to say. So, I just hope we don't get a repeat of hearing the same sentence, only different settings of different people. But, up to you guys if you want to pick it up if you're one of those fans, or if neither, then. Going into the physical books of Valiant, Ninjak issue number 12. So Ninjak and Mambo on this island that can move, which I found something else for that one. And they're still going to fight against Ember. And we also find out of another character in this book. I want to remember what his name is because we find out a lot about him. Yeah, this is good artwork. Valiant artwork is just really amazing, and I really love their artwork. So, as the demon is, or Mambo controlling the demons, fighting off against Ember, Ninjak goes to find this person who is behind the ropes, Mr. Boniface, and we find out that the ropes are burning pain thanks to good old, what's his name, Master Durek. And if you want to find out more, definitely read the book. And as he was going to come to his senses to join Ninjak, Mambo comes in, and now he's on the evil side again. So that's something else. Then we get the lost files of Ember and, not Mr. Boniface, Magpie. That was his name, Magpie. And you could basically find out their origins and...
This is the second time they said it was a glow-in-the-dark cover, and it's not.
No, it isn't. So, for this, I'm probably going to have to go, maybe digital. But, only time will tell. Now is your turn.
Grimm Fairy Tales 119. I learned that next issue is not Patrick Chan's last issue. Next story arc is Pat Chan's last issue. We find out we get a new student in Arcane Acre, Gemini. Her brother died, and she has the ability to go into the head of, I forgot who this sorceress was, but her sister, the one that she killed, and get all the information about Bloody Bones, what the sister did. So we get a flashback, and then we find out what Bloody Bones is truly thinking about doing, everything that's gone on. So it's like a little bit of a recap as well. And then in the end, Gemini does something to the woman because... yeah, exactly. So now everybody knows. They find out that it's up to Sky and not Ali. Oh God, I'm not gonna get his name probably. Lance. It's up to Sky and Lance to. They're the only ones that actually could stop him. So Ali kind of sends them, on their kind of quest without, because they were all planning without letting Sela or the others know. And now Ali's in trouble. Gemini's brother, who's a ghost, tries to tell her to leave because Bloody Bones is about to attack the school again. And basically, shit's about to hit the fan in the next story arc, which will be... The Shadow Girl. So, we got Pat Chan for one more story arc. I'm very happy. I'm excited to see where this all comes to a climactic finale.
Street Fighter...
Okay. I don't know. I have phlegm today.
Street Fighter Unlimited, issue number 3. Guile now goes off to Spain to talk with good old Vega. The guy who thinks of himself as a party person, actually.
Party person. Where
Ryu sees a new master of... what's his name?
Goken?
Goken. Something about him, actually. And I want to show some pictures, or actually artwork, which is right here. And we actually see Alex in this picture, and I remember actually reading Super Street Fighter Volume 1 when he's trying to find Tom still and everything. So that's really amazing how I actually remember reading that. So as Guile and Vega meet up with each other, and Chun-Li in a new costume that Vega put her in, Cammy, Guile, Alex and Chun-Li fight off against Vega, and things just don't turn out so well, which is going to lead into the next issue. And then Ryu sees Goken, and he's like saying, "You are not my master Goken," because he sees something weird. And then the next story was just two girls.
It's an extra. They always throw in an extra story. It's like 4 pages.
And then they're like saying, "Oh hey, we just did it for good old fun." And no.
The main story is what's important.
The main story is what's important, and it's going to lead into meeting up with someone else because they thought Vega was working for the Secret Society, which is why.
I wonder if this is only going to be a 12-issue series because the 12 issues make the full poster.
It could be. But
Most likely, which means it'll be about a year-long comic.
I'm fine with it.
Batman Superman issue 29, which takes place in the past. Neil Adams cover, by the way. Superman goes off to find the Kryptonian that's been imprisoned. They find out he's been imprisoned in the sun. Batman gets attacked by Lobo, which, by the way, we get to see the wonderful Batman Superman logo on the moon. Promotion for the movie, no doubt. Lobo fights Batman. Artwork is gorgeous, though. I will say that. The artwork's really nice. Superman finds the prisoner and saves him. But then upon beating Lobo, we find out that the person that Superman saved wasn't really somebody who needed to be saved. It was all a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. To be continued. Batman Superman is going to be on complete flashback until after Rebirth. So for the next couple of issues, this is all we're going to be getting is this flashback story. Batman 49. The Long Journey Home. Bruce knows he's Batman, but he can't remember being Batman, so he needs to forget being Bruce Wayne and relearn how to be Batman. So he has to go through some electroshock therapy, and there's hints to other Batmen that we'll be seeing one day. Alfred doesn't want to do it. We get to see a lot of emotion in Alfred. He doesn't want Bruce to go through it. He said it's like losing my son all over again. He'd think of Bruce like it's his son. And Bruce's like, no, the world needs me. We have to keep going. And then I love how the girlfriend showed up, Madison, and she's the one that kind of pushed Bruce to the end. And basically, in the end, we got Batman back. That's why this book is back in the reviews. And I'm going to go get something to drink because apparently I need it.
Yeah, well, you're...
Oh, I'm next still? Okay.
Yeah. You want me to get you that?
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2099 issue number 6. This involves Inhumans. Apparently, there's a visiting scientist.
Always good to bring a drink before a review.
Yes, but it's always good to keep it next to you.
That's it.
And it turns out that everybody's been checked to make sure that the Terrigen Mist wouldn't affect them. It turns out that this visiting person was not tested. So the mist breaks out and cocoons her. Enter Lash, who wants to take her. And after she comes out of her egg, if she is worthy, he won't kill her. If she's not, he will. So Miguel goes into Spidey 2099 mode. And it's a fight to rescue the future Inhuman scientist. And it's a long fight. It goes from New York all the way through to a volcano. And then at the end of the book, the scientist emerges as an Inhuman. And things don't look too hot, no pun intended, for Spidey and Lash in the next issue. I am loving Spidey 2099. You guys should definitely be reading it. It's nice to see Inhumans in it, but at the same time, I feel like we've been getting it everywhere, so it's kind of just to push Inhumans. All new Wolverine. We got Wasp that shows up in this issue. Every book, and you know, Mike Spiderslayer pointed this out, and it's true. Every issue of All New Wolverine, all 5 issues, had 5 guest stars. In this issue, Wasp is the guest star. And they shrink down, they go into one of the girls, the clone's bodies, the one that was shot, to destroy the nanites in order for her to heal and in order for her not to die. And long story short, Mooney finds out where they are, and the girl they just saved, and it took like literally more than half of the issue, Yeah, she ends up dying anyway. Because she gets shot by Mooney. X-23 shows up, and so does Wasp. They take Mooney out, and basically this issue tells X-23 one thing. There's no stopping these people, so they're going to take the fight to, I forgot where it was, Alchemax. So, next issue, it's an all-out fight between X-23 and the other two clones versus the Alchemax scientists.
Alright, my turn, and last book, Darth Vader, for me actually. Darth
For
Vader,
you, there's one more still in
issue
general.
number 16. I know, I was just letting them know. And actually, Spider Slayer, another pointer goes to him, was actually, you know, after looking at this issue, after what he said, I kind of agree with him. Like, in the beginning of the issue where he shows the Emperor about, you know, Corbin, how he destroyed him and everything, and trying to prove his worthyship and everything. And, you know, the Emperor's like just saying, you know, just show your merit and, you know, of what you can do more. And then after this, it just got a little bit boring after a while. Like, he's, like, going after all these other troopers that are trying to kill him, because everyone wants to kill Darth Vader. Apparently. And I really like the artwork, and we also see that Shiloh and, can't remember the other person's name, they have a little bit of a talk with, the Queen actually has a talk with Darth Vader, and let's just say the ending a discussion, you'll have to read the book to find out, because I think there's going to be something that's going to be irony or foreshadowing in this book. And we also find out that Dr. Alpha, that was her name. And when he says it is of no matter to me, looking at the hologram of Dr. Aphra, oh boy. But I'm going to say this right now, if the next issue is going to be a little I am going to either think about keeping it or dropping it. I do not know.
Understood.
Because Vader Down I kept because that was interesting, but if it's going to go downward slope, at least
Vader Down, going downward slope.
Oh, haha. Hilarious.
Last book in my book of the week has to go to Batman TMNT, issue number 3. We finally get the background story. We get to see the Turtles in the Batcave. Bruce, you know, shows up at the match, and you got Shredder working with Penguin to get all the supplies they need in order to go home, to get the machine to send them home to their world. And the Turtles, however, they show up, and they're with Batman. But wait! How are they with Batman? Well, let's rewind time to 2 hours ago in the Wayne Mansion, where they're trying to figure out about the Turtles and what's going on with the ninjas, and then they find out somebody is in the Batcave, which forces the meeting between the Turtles and Batman. And then we get the flashback at how Krang basically sent them and Shredder and his Foot Clan through a portal which sent them to the DC Universe, and now if they don't get back, they're basically going to degenerate and they'll be stuck. I don't know. Artist rendition. So now you got the Turtles and Batman fighting Shredder and the Foot Clan, and things don't go well, let's put it that way, because in the end Shredder gets saved, but the real thing is by whom he was saved. So now Batman's teaming with the Turtles, so who else should team with Shredder than Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins? So this is going to be very, very interesting. I am really excited. And this is only issue 3 of 6, I believe. Yeah, so we're only halfway through the series. There's still 3 more issues to go. I really love this issue. Left out a bunch of dialogue, and I didn't explain the flashback because you guys should be reading the series. It's really, really good. And with that, we are officially caught up and done with this week's comic book review. So as always, guys, let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of any of the books we talked about here, or books maybe we didn't review here. We do read some books. Okay. We do read some books just for fun. We don't review them. So it's always nice to talk about books that we don't review on the comic review. Like I said, let us know what you thought about the books from the week of the 20th in the comments below. Look forward, not
The
the
week of the
20th.
10th.
The week of the 10th, thank you. Look forward to this week, the next episode, hopefully on time. We do a lot of work, all weekend long, so fingers crossed everything works out, and we'll have the comic review up for you early. Other than that, as always, links in the description below, connected to stuff right here on Dark Avengers C86 and a bunch of other really great sites. Check them out when you have I can do it. I can talk.
You have the time.
Thank you. When
You're
you guys have the time. But till then, guys, take care. Keep reading, keep collecting, and we'll see you guys really soon in the next video.
Later, everybody.